night, Beans.
Good night, Mies.
Good night, Mies. I made a Magatama.
I found
Giving
the
it
I
to
do
my
remember
kid.
you saying that,
Yeah,
I
I
think.
did it.
House
It came out okay.
Murders.
Not quite as good as the can of PBR, but like I feel like I had
haven't
to
built-
include a little something. A little
I haven't
reference.
built anything because I've been busy. I just I turn it on, I feed them all, and then I leave.
I sent you a can of PBR.
I know. I give them PBR.
Yeah.
I just
Not
like
a
every time.
monster.
I'm a fucking monster. I'm giving them PBR.
I mean, my me is not wild about the PBR.
I just give them the PBR and then I go like I'm like, okay, that was fun. Anyway, see, I'll catch you guys in like 24 hours and then bye.
Hey,
I should close my window.
it's better than scrolling on Reddit.
Yeah, it is better than going on a Reddit.
Anything's better than going on.
Okay.
Wait, especially
Window-
since they
Oh, wait.
got rid of R all. It's really hard to get to now. Like, what's the fucking point? Fucking.
Kind of all over the place. It's because I haven't taken my
I saw
my
that
funny bills.
Reddit now has started doing the thing where if you open up the web pages on your phone, they're trying to force you into the app.
That's
I
They're
know,
not
it
letting
makes
you
me wanna
skip
chew my own arm
past the
off.
pop-up anymore. And I'm like, this is why I am justified in being a user of old.reddit.com,
Mm-hmm.
which bypasses all of this bullshit until eventually they discover that I'm doing that, and then they decide to get rid of it,
Yeah.
which will
Fuck.
probably happen within the next 6
I was
months,
gonna
I
say
imagine.
any minute now. Anytime somebody finds a way to make Reddit bearable, the Reddit is like, hold my fucking phone. Let me get in there.
No,
I
they
will
want to hold your
install
fucking phone.
They
Stupid ass
do.
extensions in my Safari browser on mobile before I use their fucking app and give them more telemetry.
And I was like, okay,
Damn.
fine. Like, I'll use the fucking app for, like, whatever. Fuck you. But, like, can't even go on our all anymore? Fuck you. Fuck you. I want to
Did you see
Should
that
I-
Dig has tried to come back twice now?
Who?
Dig, the precursor to Reddit.
Yes, I saw
Oh.
some people discussing as
I don't know what
such.
that is.
They
so
came
no.
back once and it didn't work out, and then they tried to come back again. They just launched themselves again this week, but now this time as an AI only focused news website.
So
So
how'd
I
you
was
fuck
like-
up? Like, you know that you're not supposed to do that.
I was just like, oh, okay. So it's like literally you just wanted to be Reddit, but only for news about AI companies. And it's like, that's not useful in any
I
way.
have bad news if
sorry.
you're trying to poach, like,
I
the
don't think
Reddit
that's
user base.
scalable.
They are pretty staunchly anti-AI.
I think that's because
like-
most people are.
Most people
Yeah.
actually hate AI.
Even like fucking weirdo Republican conservatives seem to hate AI a lot. So, you know,
And actually,
it's
yeah.
pretty universal, I think.
I think humankind for once in fucking our history have determined who the true enemy is.
Some of my
We
kids
know.
like, there's
Well,
like
you
a
know-
couple of my kids at work who use it, and the rest of them are like, "Ah, man, I really like so and so, but they told me they were using ChatGPT for something, and I just, man." And I'm like, okay,
I just
the
just
kids are
dunk
gonna be
on
all
'em.
right.
Yeah, it's just straight up embarrassing. I remember one time, we were doing like a Magic the Gathering thing, and a friend of mine used AI to like set up the rotations for the like who plays against you, and it just occurred to me that all it really did was swap out one guy out of the pod every time, and I was like, this didn't do any. I could have done this for free.
Yeah.
Why am I getting a message request from? Oh, this is probably spam. Ignore,
Beautiful woman named Scam Likely.
dude. I would always listen to a woman, especially if they were likely.
Mm-hmm.
Great, fantastic. I'm ready to clap. I
All right, yeah, we should podcast. Let's clap. All right, let's clap on 55 then, I guess. Welcome to Updated Autopsy Report, a podcast from Yotsuben and Friends where we read and watch the inspirations behind Ace Attorney. I'm your host, Ben, and with me on this island are Tiago.
Yo, I'm under the ash.
And Rose.
Hi, my audio didn't come through. I'm sorry, listeners. I'm breaking down over here.
It's because Rose is dead. Rose is in the hidden trapdoor underneath the burned down mansion.
I made a stupid joke and it was really stupid, but I was still laughing about it. It wasn't even funny.
We're all longtime fans of Ace Attorney, and we hope that through our perspectives, it'll reveal new details and provide interesting commentary for all the media we discuss. Our intro music, as always, is by Lace, and you can find all her other work at leiss.bandcamp.com. Today, we have all read the rest of the Decagon House Murders by Yukito Ayatsuji, and it sounded like everybody got through this one pretty quick here, because everybody was ready and raring to go.
I love
last episode.
Good literature.
It was due at the library, so I really had to get moving.
You had a deadline that wasn't one I imposed this time.
Mm-hmm. I finished it the other day because I have things going on in my life that are annoying to deal with. The end.
Things more important than a podcast.
Yeah, I had to watch a shitty movie. No, I love doing it. No, wait, I'm done. I'm actually stopping that bit right at the door, closing the door. Please continue, Ben. No, I know. It's just that I didn't have a funny retort, and then I tried to make one up on the spot, and I realized that maybe I shouldn't just be spitting into a pot and trying to hope that you'll eat that soup. Please continue.
That's podcasts, baby.
That's podcasts.
So yeah, I mean, we finished the whole book. I mean, it's all here. And did anybody have any real strong feelings coming off of it, or should I get into the summary first?
I remember I was in bed. I was a little delirious. I think I had like a migraine at the time. I made myself a cup of warm milk, put some honey in it, drank it, put a hot pack on my head, then an ice pack when the hot pack got too hot, and then rotated it. And I remember thinking to myself, I know who the killer is. And then I was right.
Mm-hmm. You were right.
I guessed the killer right before the killer reveal, and I was just like, oh yeah, of course. Why wouldn't it? And then I read the book and I finished and I was right. I'm a genius.
You're so smart.
I'm so smart, and I'm a lucky guy.
Yeah, I mean, if we're bragging, I think the point where I determined that it was who the killer was when we were down to the final three. And that's when I was like, okay, I know who it is out of these three at this point now. Because otherwise the rest of the evidence does not really work. And you have to make one assumption, but it's a pretty easy assumption to make, and it is the assumption that I think we had already talked about last time too. So I was already primed for it, but that's where the pieces fell into place for me. And I think, I mean, once you're done with everything, it is one of those things where you're like, well, I mean, it's really obvious now that I'm done with the book. It's super obvious who it was. I mean, it had to be this character the whole time, but I mean, I guess that's the sign of a good mystery is that once all the pieces are revealed to you, that you go, aha, yes.
There was a prediction that I made that did turn out to be incorrect. Not last time, but like in between, right before I figured out who the killer was. That I will go over when it becomes relevant. Yippee! What about you, Rose? Did you figure out who it was?
Sort of. So I decided, well, because one thing that came up in this one for me was I was like, all right, I'm going to make my guess when I get the challenge. This book does not have a challenge.
It does
Yeah.
not. Yeah, we were speculating would it or not, and it does not.
It does not have a challenge. Now, I just sort of went in assuming there would be one, probably because my only like real experience with this kind of movies has been obviously the Moai Island puzzle and that the one Ellery Queen book we read.
Mhm.
So which also had a challenge, which I thought was kind of bullshit, but whatever. I thought the Moai Island puzzle was a lot more fair. So this one I was like, I'm ready to go. So I had a joke prediction prepared for if I didn't know, if I couldn't figure it out. And my joke prediction, funnily enough, was also right. Just in a different way, perhaps, than I was expecting it to be. So I'm not gonna take full credit. And then I got very confused for a little while because I was like kind of tired. But my joke prediction was correct. I don't think I can take any credit for it per se because it was just me going, oh yeah, well, what if this? So I can't say I quite got the full prediction out, but I was in fact right somehow.
Yippee!
So there's that. So I'm sure we can go into it when we get there because I'd be interested to see how everyone else got there and then how I got there, which was just kind of very silly.
Yeah.
All right. Then, for the summary, with several club members already dead, the remaining members of Agatha, Ellery, Van, Poe, and LaRue tried to go on the offensive and head to the Blue Mansion to look for the hidden basement that Ellery believes exists. They do find it, but Ellery catches on a tripwire and sprains his ankle. The killer must be aware they're hunting for him. On the mainland, Kawaminami and Shimada visit Kojiro again and finally get the truth from him. Kojiro had been having an affair with Kazue, Seiji Nakamura's wife, and Shiori was indeed his daughter. Kojiro says Seiji did kill everyone in that initial incident and then mailed Kazue's hand to him. Kojiro buried the hand in his garden in hopes of burying the secret as well. However, this doesn't solve who is doing the killings on the island currently. On the island, Agatha puts on some lipstick, only to discover it's been poisoned and collapses dead. Poe, Van, and Ellery look around for LaRue after seeing the third victim plaque on his locked bedroom. They find his body clubbed to death outside in the muddy trails and bring his body back. As they theorize which of the three remaining people could be the killer, they discover that one of the cups has 11 sides, explaining how the killer could track which cup was poisoned, and then also realize it's starting to rain, and they rush out to map the muddy footprints before they're washed away. Using this info, they theorize that LaRue was killed because he caught the killer in the middle of coming from the beach. As they discuss the clues and debate, Poe smokes a cigarette that is revealed to be poisoned, leaving only Ellery and Van alive. The two then find a hidden underground room beneath the Decagon house, and in a closet there, discover the body of the missing gardener, Seiichi, and across the bay, witnesses begin to see a blazing fire rise from the island. Morisu receives the call that an incident has happened on the island and rushes to the bayside with Shimada and Kawaminami. What a shame for 6 students to die so tragically, they all say. After speaking to the police, they happen to discuss their aliases with Shimada and his brother, a police inspector. Kawaminami mentions that his alias was Doyle. Inspector Shimada asks Morisu if his is Maurice, or Maurice LeBlanc, and Morisu says no. He's Van Dyne. Yep, it's a secret boyfriend. Morisu was involved with Chiori and held the rest of the group responsible for encouraging her to drink too much on that fateful night when she died. He carefully timed going back and forth between the island to aid in an alibi, and he used his knowledge of the island and Master Key to move around without detection. It seems that he's gotten away with it, as the police are unable to find many clues after the extensive fire. However, as Morisu sits on the beach, Shimada happens to stop by and ask some very insightful and keen questions. Racked with guilt, Morisu's confession in a bottle from the prologue happens to just wash up at his feet, and he tells a boy on the beach to hand it to Shimada. The end.
The end.
Yay. Or not
So,
yay, everyone's dead, but, you know.
He got caught, I think.
Well,
Presumably. Well, yeah, how will it all work out?
I hope he
yes,
did.
Essentially, he's
Shimada just goes
in a way.
GG and walks away.
His
fucking...
brother's the police inspector.
Yeah,
I'll
but
be
he's
dead.
not a...
Children are dead.
Children are dead. But he's one of the children. It's child-on-child crime. Is it a real crime if it's child-on-child? Okay. No follow-up questions.
As a former teacher, yes.
Oh, fair point.
I mean, child is... yeah.
The college students, yeah.
They're college students, they're children. But yeah, they are college students, to be clear.
I realized at one point it was Mauricio, but also at one point it must have been Van. Like, that was the thing, is that, like, those were my two suspects, and then it turned out that they were the same guy. The thing that I remember the most about Van being the killer was simply, oh yeah, wasn't he first? He was the first one there. And the prologue happens on the beach of the island that they're on.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, damn, yo, shit, so that's him.
I mean,
he did it.
Yeah, and we discussed that, like, he was the first one there, so he's the most obvious suspect, but, like, let's see if anybody else turns up. And I think they did a pretty good job of, like, leading us around, like, okay, what is actually going on?
I like the discussions they have about who could procure the poisons required for all of this. What is down to, like, Poe, Van, and Ellery. God bless Ellery. He does kind of play like he tries to be like a snooty guy who thinks he knows more than everybody else. But the truth of the matter is that he believed in his friends way too much.
Yeah.
And that caused his death. And I was like, oh, that's actually kind of fucking, like, bittersweet. Is that he's the last man standing, if only because he believed that his friends couldn't have done this.
Yeah. I mean, I really did like the one line from Mauricio/Van when he is explaining everything, and kind of doing his internal monologue where he explains how he did everything, explaining it all for the reader. And one of the things he says about Ellery is that, basically that he liked playing at being being a detective way more than he actually being a detective, right? Like, he was not in a way, right? Ellery was not truly a good detective, maybe. Yeah, I guess you can debate that.
He did
but
find that secret room. That was pretty clever.
Yeah, but, like, again, he immediately rushes down, trips over the tripwire, right? When it finally comes down to it, he can't bring himself to believe that one of his own friends would do this, right? And that is, like, the downfall,
Yeah.
So I just found that, Ellery is kind of fun in
the downfall of being a good man, truly tragic.
It's up.
And that, he's a bit if he had a few more years of practicing being a detective before this happened, he might have made it out, right? But instead he's still kind of green and naive about these things. Even though he's got all the quote unquote detective abilities that you would expect from a traditional book detective.
He also has, like, kind of the mannerisms of one. Like, he does play like the coy.
Like I said, he's playing at it. He wishes he was, Sherlock Holmes or whatever, right? He wishes he was Ellery Queen, but he's just,
He's a college boy. He's a stupid college boy.
But unfortunately, he's still.
They're all everyone just should have listened to Poe the entire fucking time. Like, I knew it wasn't him because his suggestions were too rational. Too
reasonable.
And I was like, I'm just gonna be so bummed when he died. And I was bummed when he died. I was like,
Poe
oh man.
was my favorite. I loved when Poe went. I legit felt fear, and I knew he was going to die at the moment where in the
second
dialogue,
they started passing cigarettes around, I was like, it's fucking Jover. One of these boys is out.
That's exactly it. I was like, oh, they're passing cigarettes, and the book specifically mentions Ellery passes the cigarettes to Van. Van passes it to Poe. And at that point, I'm just like, well, fuck me, man. Like, come on. There is, like, a possibility that you discover that it's Van right there, because it's just process of elimination. Unless, like, it could not have been Ellery who poisoned Poe, because Ellery could have easily also poisoned Van. But
I mean,
Van
if you're going off of, and then if you're going off the extra man theory, any one of those cigarettes could have been poisoned and it wouldn't have mattered.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
At that point, I was like, oh god, gee willikers, Poe, I'm really gonna miss you.
Yeah.
Angie, that is not her name. Agatha, I feel had a really raw fucking deal.
Yeah, I got a little heated about that one, actually, because
she was not doing well.
I think, what did I said something in the first episode talking about this book, like, I would be interested to see whether some of the, like, sexism, like, just running a little bit latent in the book here would be, like, called out and critiqued and brought forward as, like, an actual story element. Or if it's just like background radiation because, hey, listen, it's just sexism. It's in everything. And unfortunately, that seems to be the case here.
No. She puts on her
just like,
lipstick.
Unfortunately, we're just not going to treat these female characters that great.
She's can't believe vain, and she puts on her red lipstick. Disgusting woman,
I
die.
Like,
fuck you.
I like that.
Like, I hate the killer for this. Like, this one you could firmly place it on the killer as being like, you disgust me. Other than, you're a murderer. That's bad. It's bad to murder
also,
your friends.
you're a criminale.
It's bad to murder your friends because of an accident that happened.
Yeah, especially the first person you murder being the most remorseful about it.
Yeah.
Straight up, like...
And he says, like, he does address that. He's like, oh, this was, like, I wanted to spare her this.
The
but also,
horror.
like, he then immediately is like, and also she was the only one who might have been able to solve it, so I had to kill her first anyways, so, you know.
Yeah.
The fuck you.
Oh, God damn.
Yeah. I mean,
This man was not valid. This man had nothing valid here.
Justifying it.
He starts hallucinating his dead girlfriend, and she doesn't even want to talk to him.
Dude, when you get ghosted by an actual ghost, that's crazy.
Yeah.
that actually will.
They got nothing going on too, and they still don't want to talk to you.
Damn, they were free.
So my process for figuring out who it was I was getting there, and I was like, I'm running out of book. There's been no challenge. Let me prep something in case I can't figure out what's going on. Because I was like, well, I don't know. And so I looked at all the characters, and I said, you know who we haven't had as a POV very often? Is either Shimada, who it just can't be it. It just doesn't work out.
No, he's just a funny guy.
And then I was like, you know who barely had POV more so? It's him, that motherfucker. He says he's painting. I bet he's not painting. What are you doing all day with that canvas, asshole? So that was my entire reasoning. Was just quite simply like, oh yeah, he says he's painting, but like, fuck you.
I actually thought
I've cheated a painting before.
I actually thought that the painting was being done on the island, like on the island next to them. What was it called? Like Duck Island or something? Cat Island?
Cat Island.
Yeah.
Cat Island
would have been cool.
No, but then like the thing about it though is that Mauricio would not have painted the fucking island next to the murder tragedy because that would be too fucking obvious.
Yeah, I truly was just like, I don't know, the fact that you keep running off to paint that painting's a little sus, bitch. Like, I had nothing, but I was somehow right.
Yeah,
I don't know.
The name
like,
that I had.
Like, I'm Van Dyne, and then I was like, oh, that's an interesting choice for. Hey, wait a fucking second. hey, wait a fucking second.
Yeah, I remember being in bed, being like, "It's Mauricio. I don't know how, but it's him." And then got there by fucking Van being Mauricio.
Yeah, I can't even claim that I figured out, because then I got so confused, because I was like, wait, no, why would two people in the club have the same nickname? What if they passed it along? And then I was like, no. There
was a split second where I thought the Van on the island was an imposter. And I was like, that'd be wild, actually.
That wouldn't quite fit with the themes of the book, but...
Exactly. Like, oh my god, does Mauricio have a twin? How does no one know who the fuck Van is?
Shakespeare play ass.
I mean, again, this is something that works only because this is a book, right?
Yes.
Like, if this was a movie, you could not pull off this twist the same way.
No.
because you'd be seeing the face the whole time.
They'd have to be like like on AIM with him or something. Like, oh my god, I'm old. Oh my god, I'm old.
No, I mean, we all know what AIM is.
And so the funny thing is I actually did. I've not had a chance yet, but they did do a J-drama adaptation of this.
Mm-hmm.
So there is a live action show that they turned this book into. So I am curious what changes they had to make this work. The manga adaptation of this book, what they do is essentially, my understanding, I looked at a few pictures. It looks like basically what they do is they do the kind of anime character who has his hair down over his eyes, and then anime character who has his hair flicked back. And it's otherwise, so you're just seeing the lower half of his face, right? In the two different, that's the same in the two different iterations. So that's kind of how they hide it in that version of it, which again works in a manga where everything is, idealized and artistic representation of a person. So again, you could have a little bit of that wiggle room there to create doubt in the reader's mind. But again, I think it's something that works perfectly in a book format and poses a lot of trouble if you were trying to do it visually, because again, you can wait for that one line to the drop at the end where Morisu just says, "Nope, I'm Van Dyne," and that's kind of the drop where and reveals it all to you. I did also like that the inspector being like, "Oh, are you Maurice, like Maurice LeBlanc?" Which is something I don't know if we mentioned it last episode or not, but again, that was also a thought I had, because I was like, oh, is Morisu just like a play, a Japanese, using Japanese characters to write Morisu, is that what's going on there? So it's a little bit of a slight misdirect if you're trying to read between the lines there and pay attention to clues. But no, that's just his actual name. So his code name is still Van. So I liked all that. I think that played really well through here. And it's just a nice, I don't know. I mean, I understand why we always do it in these kinds of books is have the killer essentially like explain everything or go through it. It's either the killer or the detective. And since there's no detective, killer's got to be the one to explain it.
There was a detective, and we all liked him very much.
I mean, technically Shimada kind of is our detective at the end here, in that he does kind of figure it out, even though he doesn't have proof, which is why he starts asking Morisu about it. But but yeah, I don't know if I necessarily needed the full breakdown of it from Morisu's perspective, because it was supposed to make me more sympathetic to him.
I felt no sympathy, zero.
I think I felt sympathy up until him doing the first murder. I was like, damn, he's got a lot of dedication, he's got a lot of guts, he's got a lot of chutzpah. And then the second he kills Orxie and explains the reasoning, I'm like, you fucking asshole, you prick. You fucking...
Yeah, because I think we discussed in the last episode, we were like, surely there must be more to what happened. Like, there's got to be something that would cause this. No. It was a horrible accident. Everyone feels bad about it.
I thought it was a way more malicious event in which that Chiaki got like bullied to death or something.
Nope.
But
it was
but no, they just were drinking too much.
Sad.
They were all dumb college kids. They were all encouraging each other to drink a lot more than they should have.
And
she had a weak heart. And like, again, should everybody have been more careful? Yeah, absolutely. It sounds like it wasn't wise.
It's a bad idea. College kids die of alcohol poisoning all the time. Somebody should do something about that. This is not it, though. This is not it.
Yeah, enacting your secret murder revenge plot, is not the maneuver.
Like, sad. Like, Sir Arthur Conan Doyle talks about how he feels like, oh, maybe I could have done something if I was there. Like, can you imagine how like Poe felt, the med student?
Oh god,
like too drunk off your ass to save like this girl in your club.
Rose, I need you to write the POV Poe story of the Decagon House murders.
Come on.
You could call it the 1/10 of a side or something.
Yeah, and we find out he has like a tragic backstory too in the last minute. Like his mother had a psychotic break and had to be institutionalized, and like I'm like, what's going on with this dude? Why is he way more interesting than the rest of
Yeah,
them?
why is Poe rad as fuck?
Why is he a main
Yeah.
character for something else? What's going on?
I think in a way, though, like the last three are probably the most interesting of the group. Van, because he is the murderer and therefore has to exist, but like Ellery and Poe both, I feel, have like almost a sort of contention for the detective role. We all knew it was going to go to Ellery just because he's got Boy's special little main character syndrome. But I feel like Poe had like a sort of insight to what was occurring from his medical background. I wonder if that's like kind of a reference to, well, not like a reference, but like it kind of reminds me of the relationship of like Sherlock Holmes and John Watson, right? Like those are the last two that are left, or Ellery and Poe.
Yeah.
In my head, he looks like the guy from Poe looks like oh god, who's that? Never mind. There's an anime. There's an anime.
Okay.
There's an anime. It's about a traveling guy who smokes cigarettes and he like solves weird spirit diseases or something.
Oh, you're talking about Mushishi.
Mushishi, yes.
Yeah, Mushishi is a great show.
And he reminds you of the main character of Mushishi, but a little taller and bigger.
Sure.
I
can see it.
All right, time for women now. I think.
All right, cede the floor to Rose.
Yeah, I took a step
actually
back.
think Agatha could have been a really great character. Unfortunately, this book was a little low-key sex. Like, not in a way that makes it uncomprehensible. Like,
Yeah.
I definitely want to make it clear that, like, sometimes I shit on stuff for being like, oh, the woman, like, you know, it's just to read shit that's sexist. Sorry. Like, you're learn things from it.
I mean, like I said earlier, it's like the background radiation for a lot of this
Yes.
stuff. It's just there, and it's good to know it's there. It's good to point it out. But there's obviously, there's plenty. Had a great time with this book. It's really good still.
And you know what? I still
but-
like Agatha as a character.
Mm-hmm.
Like, the fact that she has an extremely justifiable freak out. Because this whole time, this entire time, they're making her make all the food. They're all
that was
watching
actually
her cook.
crazy.
Why is she cooking everything? At a certain point, I was like, I hope she kills all of you. I do not care. Like, kill all of you. And I think Orcsy was kind of weak, obviously, because she was supposed to die first.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't love. Like, there's a kind of a character that's like I'm like ugly girl, I'm insecure, like, that can be interesting, and I don't think I've ever read a book written by a cis man that made that character work for me. So, you know, I would be happy to be proven wrong. You know, I'm sure there's stuff out there. But again, I think it was like, wow, if this was written by a woman, I bet Orcsy would be a little more. I think Agatha was a little more just because she lived longer. But she has, like, a freak out.
Yeah.
And it does, the book itself is not particularly kind to her for this freak out.
I thought her freak out was so reasonable, too. Like, it felt so normal to me. Like, she's
There's
like,
a little
okay,
bit
fine.
of like, why aren't you guys freaking out in the same way too? At this
like,
point.
oh, okay, well, I am the murderer. Like, that means I kill you all and I get to live. Like, okay, girl, get them. Get them.
Get them now.
Get them. They're making you make them coffee. Die.
The most insane thing about it is that, like, I'm also simultaneously playing the 100-line Last Defense Academy right beforehand, and of course I get into the murder route.
Oops.
And the first thing people do when a person gets murdered and no one trusts each other, someone immediately says, I think we should all start eating canned food now and prepare our own food. Just so that, you know, we can eliminate that threat. And I brought it up last time, and I still think about it now, where I'm just like, how did y'all not think about this? I thought all of y'all were detective people. But that is, like, another through line with the story that is simply just like, oh yeah, they all love playing detective. Like, they all
They read murder mysteries. They occasionally write them.
Mm-hmm.
This isn't real for them until it becomes real. And I'm
Yeah.
not sure if it's trying. I don't think the book is trying to make like a commentary on like the like not like true crime per se, but like the fetishization of like that kind of like crime horror thing. I don't know if it's going for that. If it is, it didn't come across properly. But, like that could be something that's in the mix there somewhere.
I mean, I think that interpretation is totally valid. Like straight up, the whole thing about like in my perspective. All right. Well, first of all, I've only read 2 Shin Hokaku books, so this is coming from an experienced position. But I think that a lot of Shin Hokaku books is about the commentary on the types of characters that exist in those genres. So like, I don't think it's trying to say something malicious, but I think that's also like a totally valid read of the situation because low key they all kind of goofed it by being way too up their own heads.
I mean, I don't think it's malicious to say that. To be honest, I think we should often, especially like nowadays with like although the true crime wave is kind of on its way down, but it's something to be aware about and to criticize when it needs it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, again, these, like I said, these books are all very meta. I think we talked a little bit about that last time. They're always like a big part of the Shin Honkaku movement is being in dialogue with every previous murder mystery, basically, right? And obviously, this is heavily riffing on "And Then There Were None," in which the great patriarchal detective never shows up. Like there is no, excuse me, there's no father coming at the end to save you and set things right. In the traditional murder mystery is this is not a new observation I'm making here. This is a very common discussion point around murder mysteries, in that the reason why people often describe them as cozy is because they are very patriarchal. There's always a guy who shows up 99% of the time. Again, a literal guy, a man, shows up and goes, "Hi, I am going to provide all the answers. I'm going to discover the truth and then set things right. And the evildoers will be punished." Right. And that's, again, that's just reality of how these stories are constructed. I'm not saying you can't like them. We wouldn't be doing a podcast here and talking about it if we didn't love this shit.
Sometimes I want to be cozy, bitch. Sorry.
But again, like, And Then There Were None, no detective shows up at the end. And then this is riffing on that. No detective shows up. And in fact, the detectives who are here all fail. None of them solve the mystery. Instead, everybody dies. The killer has completed his ultimate crime. And the only reason he even gets caught, if that is how you want to read the ending, which sure seems like it, the only reason he gets caught is because the universe literally puts his confession back at his own feet, and the guilt causes him to, essentially offer up this confession then to the detective, to Shimada. So like, I think that's something that's, I don't know if that's a specific common cultural strain for Japanese murder mysteries specifically, but this, like, the universe sometimes will just conspire in a way to like make it work out that way. Like, oh, well, he threw that bottle off of the island, back there, but yet he's back on the mainland here at the beach, and it washes up, just happens to be right at his feet. It's some, if you're being uncharitable, you might find that too contrived and too cute, too on the nose. I don't mind it personally, right? But I've seen plenty of critiques of this book when I was doing my readings afterwards, reading other reviews online from folks and seeing what people thought of the book, kind of the cultural consensus on it. A lot of folks, even folks who did like it, often were like, well, that's just the note washing up at his feet, that's just too perfect. And I think that's intended to be that way. It's not supposed to be logical. It is literally the metaphor of his own crimes, chasing him home.
Counterpoint.
His guilt is weighing on his shoulders.
Counterpoint.
Literally.
All of those people. If you don't like stuff that's a little too cute and contrived, what was going on with the rest of the book then? Because that shit was contrived as fuck.
I mean, that's the thing with murder mysteries is you got to have a lot of things go a certain way. I mean, fucking Van had to ensure that nobody ever came into his room the entire time.
Luckily, Agatha freaked out about, like, don't go in my room. What if you plant fucking evidence? And I'm like, oh, that's kind of fair, though. What if you plant evidence?
She had a good
his
point,
room has no roof. He's got a hole in the floor in his room. It's not a functional bedroom. But thankfully, nobody ever peeked inside, so it was okay.
The other thing that I was thinking about was that the whole bottle up showing at the very end is how I think a story would end, and that kind of reminds me a lot of Ace Attorney mysteries. Sometimes these mysteries get solved because an act of like fucking fate occurs that plants the evidence in such a way or places a character somewhere or another. Like sometimes there are just like act of fates that occur in the fucking world, and that is what gets the killer killed.
Sometimes you get a piece of paper that just happens to have decisive evidence written on the back of it that nobody noticed. Like, you know.
Sometimes the cape falls on the statue perfectly. And that's what perfectly.
Perfectly.
So like I think in mystery fiction there's like sometimes the mystery is the universe being like, wow, wasn't it crazy that you got that piece of evidence? I also, the other thing that kind of occurred to me was the fact that Marisu was the one who suggested to go talk to the family members of the gardener. And I was just like, and then he really hated doing that. And I was like, why are you mad, bro? Is it because you don't want us to find out? Why are you mad?
Yeah, like he has suggested it maybe in hopes that they'd be like, that's too far, you know, of a thing to do.
Apparently both of them immediately like, oh, 100%, yeah, let's go.
Well, it's spring break and we have nothing better to do. And at first he had a good rebuttal to it. He was like, I just think it's pointless to like, you know, dig up these things and like harm people with no evidence for no purpose. And I'm like, yeah. But then he kept being like upsetty spaghetti about it for like a little bit more than I thought was reasonable. But that again, that's not why I was like, it's him. I truly was just like, yeah, but are you doing that painting though? Like I had nothing. I was so hyper fixated on the painting, and I'm glad he explained it at the end, that how he made 3 different paintings and like very carefully was like displaying them so that everyone could see that he was air quotes working on his paintings.
Right. Yeah, that was actually
Maybe
kind
I
of
just
insane.
mentioned it too often and it like set something off in my subconscious.
I had a migraine and was in bed and then thought to myself, he's the killer, and I turned out to be right. I just guessed. That
was actually your psychic powers, dude.
Yeah, no, I'm manifesting. I'm gonna solve the next murder of the book without even knowing what the next book is.
There you go. Yeah, I mean, for me, when it was the last 3, I just went back to the previous evidence that we had against Van, right? Which was just his uncle owns the island now. He was here first. We had the prologue of somebody throwing the bottle into the ocean, and they were there on the island seemingly alone, you know, at the very, like, obviously we didn't know exactly when that prologue took place, but felt pretty safe that like it was evidence pointing towards Van. And again, you know, it's just like, well, he was here first, you know, he was sick kind of in a suspicious way at the start, you know, I was just like, it's just gotta be him. My thing was just, I wasn't quite sure like how he was moving things around and hiding things and that kind of stuff. But I guess, you know, again, it can be mostly explained by he had the master key, you know. He knew about all the stuff on the island already.
I think the
and
master,
he just used all that stuff.
The master key was to me like more of a like than the bottle washing up at the end. Because I was just like, oh yeah, okay, of course. Master key. Problem solved. Even
Why you say it like fucking
tunnels.
You're saying it like you're a fucking Tron character. Like, yeah, master key, whatever.
Yeah,
like master control. I just
it's fine. It's fine. It's a fine solution. It totally works and it explains everything. I'm not salty about it.
You sure?
Yeah.
Okay. Thank
I
you.
just wanted more secret tunnels. Would have been a little more spicy.
Yeah, more. I mean, I like the Decagon House. I did know there was I did feel in my heart that there was a trick room or there was a trick of some sort in the fucking house. It just turned out to be not the one I thought it was. I thought what it was because of the spacing of the rooms that there was an 11th room on one of the sides that didn't exist or like wasn't accessible but only accessible to the killer, and that's how he got into other people's rooms. Like that was a little too much apparently. He just had a fucking key.
I mean, there was an 11th room, it was just the basement.
Yeah, no, what I thought it was is that like there was like because the bedrooms are smaller than the outside, it's hard to tell if there was like a gap in between the rooms, and I thought there was like a gap that the killer could go through, and I thought, oh wow, he must be thin and nimble. No, I was wrong. That was a completely baseless thought. Also, this 11-sided fucking cup. I feel like it wouldn't be that hard to notice one of the cups was 11-sided, right?
I mean,
I think they were really stressed.
Yeah,
that's fair. That's fair. Someone did die.
Yeah, I can see, like, if you had them right next to each other and you were looking closely, I feel like it would be pretty obvious. But if you're just stacking them real quick and you're putting the cups away, I don't know.
No, that's fair. That's fair.
But yeah. I mean, the cup opening up the secret, lock to the basement is like, yeah, okay, of course, eccentric architect. Yeah, we got to get some hidden passages in here. That's fine. It's whatever. That's all right.
I like the idea of Van going down the stairs, going and finding a secret passage while Ellery's in front of him, and he's just like, holy fucking shit, there's an 11th room? Oh my god. Like, in his head, he's like, holy fucking shit, this is crazy. Completely forgets about the murder plot and gets really enraptured in this 11th room. He's like, wow.
Something even he didn't know about.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, god.
Look, a real mystery.
I feel like I would have, if there was a body rotting underneath the building, wouldn't you smell it?
It was in a closet.
Oh. Closets are smell-proof? I just...
No. It was in a closet in the basement. So it was 2 doors, I don't know. Depends on the layout.
I feel like if it's 3 doors down, I would have let it be fine.
It's been 6 months, so the worst of the smell is probably starting to dissipate. However, it would still, from my limited understanding, be pretty stinky.
I think it'd be pretty stinky. It was hot summer. It's hot.
It's spring break. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So it's just, it hasn't been summer yet.
Oh, you're right. It was winter, then going into spring. You're so correct.
Yeah.
Okay, well, now I know. I feel bad. I think my favorite of the entire crew was Poe, with Ellery being a close second. Mm-hmm. Those are my feelings on the victims of the Mystery Detective Club that no longer exists.
They are so all dead.
Yep. I mean, I have a decent amount of sympathy for Agatha and Ortsy, but obviously, unfortunately, they don't get a ton of characterization. All said,
no.
In the positive sense. So,
I think the person who got the less characterization after that was at the very bottom is Ortsy and Agatha, and then it's like LaRue, and then Carr.
LaRue, the guy who figured it out.
Well, yeah, that's the thing, though.
Here's the thing about LaRue.
He kind of did.
He kind of figured it out, but I think the thing about LaRue is that he wasn't given enough of a characterization to outmatch Carr, who was the pettiest motherfucker alive and just kind of annoying. but he was
just a
victim too.
fuckboy, yeah.
Yeah, like him being victim too is like, all right, well, goodbye, car. See you later, man. I don't know. It's hard.
I mean, it's really just that. Yeah, in the end, it does come down to basically Ellery and Morisu. You know, as kind of like people who get some actual characterization.
Well, I thought Poe had really good characterization.
Yeah, I mean, yes, Poe gets some, and I think you get a little bit of
get Poe's POV either.
Oh, I can't recall.
I don't have any notes about Poe's POV. I feel like we did at least at one point, but I mean, I remember the one that really got me was Van's POV when he discovers Agatha's body, and you know, going back over that when I was like wondering, okay, is it Van? That was when I kind of went back and I like looked over that. I was like, okay, let's see the actual words being used here for this segment. And it's all just about he wanted to scream, but he could not make the words come out, you know, kind of thing. He was shocked, but not surprised per se, you know, like it's very some intentional uses of words there for that exact discovery.
Yes, whereas like other characters were thinking things like, oh, I'm surprised to see this here, and like, hey, why would that guy try to kill us? I can't think of any reason. I can't imagine any possible reason. I feel like I remember something about that, but I don't know what it could be.
Kind of crazy that none of them remembered that someone died recently.
They remembered. I just don't think they realized that was her dad.
Oh yeah,
because they knew
they put it
was.
together at the very end. But
a couple of them figure out at the end. Ellery figured it out.
Having the smokescreen of the original Decagon House murder was pretty solid as a fucking defense. Even Mauricio comments at some point that like choosing the murder mystery as a background gave him camouflage in ways that he did not expect. And at that point, I was like, "Damn, dude, you fucking." I mean, he goes on and talks about it, right? Like the best kinds of plans aren't the ones that are planned out perfectly. It's the one where you can like improvise. And he really,
I mean, that's why he like cuts off Ortzi's hand is because of the ring that she's wearing happens to be Chiori's ring that had been given to her. So he worries that would draw attention to how it was related. So he cuts the hand off, has the added benefit of it, correlates with the original murders at the Decagon or at the Blue Mansion. So he's just like, well, that'll just kind of point people that direction instead. So he does a couple of those things intentionally to throw things off his scent, but it kind of works better than he anticipates.
Yeah, no, he really does kind of embody the like, don't plan all this shit out, just improvise. And it kind of almost works out for him, except for the universe stepping in and giving him the bottle.
The universe is like, you shouldn't have improvised. Actually, that was bad.
Actually, Goober, you shouldn't have done that.
You burned your friend to death alive.
That was crazy.
That was
yourself. Actually, that's actually insane. That was like oh my god.
And that's where it becomes personal too, because he's like, I wanted to do that to Ellery because I don't like him, and I was like, okay.
Yeah, no, he definitely.
It's not about her anymore, is it, buddy?
Even her as a ghost is going like, yo, man, what's going on?
When your hallucination won't even talk to you.
That's tough, getting ghosted by a ghost. If I learned anything from this story, it's that if I want to plan a murder, I plan it out a little bit better. What do you think?
I've learned alcohol poisoning is a serious issue.
True. True. I'll stand by that one. What'd you learn, Rose?
I learned That murder is wrong.
Ah.
Just figured that out for the first time.
Who told you?
I don't know. Skill issue. I don't think I would kill a bunch of people because of an accident like that. I just don't think I would do it. Interesting character. Interesting character who would do that kind of thing. I'm not her, I don't think.
I wonder if there was at any moment where, like, or she was like, hey, my friend died. That was really sad. Like, I wonder if there was any moments in which the, like, or she could have said something that would have been like, oh, you actually really do regret this one, huh?
I mean, he talks about seeing her, like, sobbing at the funeral. Like...
Yeah.
Fuck this guy. Fuck this guy.
Yeah.
You watch your only friend in the club die, the only girl who, like, you know, you feel like understands you in a horrible accident, and then her boyfriend murders you because you were physically present when she died. Like,
yeah, that is fucked up.
The sexism, white noise is in here. It's happening. Now, he does then kill all the men also, so, like, you know. But, like, come on, man.
He's a feminist now.
He's not. He still made Agatha make all of the lunches.
Oh, yeah, you're right. That's fucked up.
He was there. He made Agatha make coffee for them, and breakfast, dinner, and lunch.
And then when I'm going to poison
all
your
by
lipstick.
herself.
I think the, Sorry, I'm not losing it. You're completely correct. Oh my god.
I'm right.
Yeah, no, 100%. I really thought there was going to be, like, a breakdown of, like, who was specifically responsible for what. Like, I thought there was going to be, like, a flashback of some sort. I mean, that there's never been a flashback in this book, just so we're totally clear, but I thought there would be, like, an explanation of, like, here's the one who handed Chiaki the bottle. Here's the one who told Chiaki to take that sip. Like, I thought there would be a little bit more accountability for the detective club, but there really wasn't. And that does just make it look like my guy Van got really mad.
He wasn't even there.
He left early.
He literally doesn't know what happened.
Yeah. Oh, true. Yeah, no, he has no fucking clue what occurred. Like, he only has the words.
He says that it's their fault, but, like, you don't know that she wasn't like, no, I'm gonna drink. Like, what are you gonna do? Ask her?
Point.
Like, they probably said, like, oh, we were all drinking. We were like, let's do shots or something. I don't know. I'm speculating on their part as well, but, like, we weren't even there, man.
Your Honor, you simply weren't fucking there.
You weren't fucking there. I mean, you know, he's doing, like, extrajudicial killings. Like, he's out of control. He's vigilante justice. This would not hold up in court.
And then, like, his Silent Hill GF doesn't come back to his hallucination, and now he's like, oh, fuck, I did deserve to be here.
Yeah, this dude belongs in fucking Silent Hill.
This guy... Put him in.
Put him in the fog.
Put him in the fog. Everyone should go watch Hokum. That's a good movie. I saw it recently and it left an impression on me.
Well, that sounds like the end of the podcast.
No! I don't want to end it.
Okay. Then continue.
I got work tomorrow.
Oh, are we done? Fuck.
Well, what else do we have to say?
Yeah, I mean, I think that's kind of covers it here. Yeah,
I did like
it. This was a fun read. It's good to have this in my pocket now.
I have a question. Are there any more of these books made by the same author on the catalog coming up?
Yes, I think I said that last time. So yes, we have another, at least one more Yukuto Ayatsuji book on the list, possibly two.
Okay, because I was legit going to go to the store and buy more. I've become a fan.
Sure.
I lean back in my chair
we have
and I lean
that.
forward.
I think I've got some Soji Shimada in there as well, and perhaps I think there's one actually in the back of this copy of my book, the Honjin Murders.
Yeah, that was the one in the back of my book.
Yokomizo. So that's another one that's on the list. So yeah, no, we got quite a few to go through here. So don't worry.
I'm hungry.
Yep. Well, I'm going to make you wait just a little longer before we dive into one of those because we are going to take a slightly easier tack for the next episode. But yeah, I think then that'll do it for us this week, folks. You can keep up with the show via our website, updatedautopsy.report, which has everything we do, all of our social media accounts. Also, our YouTube channel, which features our Let's Plays and other fun videos, is at youtube.com/@yotseben. We have not had an Apple Podcast review in a while. So if you want to drop us one, drop us a 5-star review, leave us something funny or entertaining in the review box there, or say why you like the show, and we might just read it on the air.
I love the idea that that is the best way to contact us is to leave a review, and that will force all three of us to read a message.
That's true. I think I turned off my DMs on Blue Sky because too many bots were asking me for commissions.
Weird that's I get bots asking if I want to commission them. So what's happening here?
My bots are like, oh, you take commissions? Please, like, please smack me on dog fuck and I'm so sorry.
All right,
listeners.
well, hang on.
No, that's fine. That's fine. No explanation needed.
And then I'll commission you, and I go, okay, cool. My Google form is the pinned bisque on my profile, and they're like, can you actually can you message me on Coinbase? And I'm like, go fuck yourself.
What the fuck is? Wait, actually, I don't know what Coinbase is. Is that real?
Coinbase is real. Dogfuck is not real.
I knew dogfuck was not real.
Coinbase is like Bitcoin shit.
Yeah.
Oh,
it's
real
just
shit.
a crypto marketplace. And I'm
money
I didn't
laundering.
know it had DMs, but no.
You know, here's the thing. I'm sure listeners are confused, but we've never used the phrase "smack me on dog fuck" on recording before,
and we're not going to explain it now.
All the time.
You're not going to explain it?
No,
okay.
Fuck it. It's funnier that way. They can.
You know what I mean.
Follow me on Poob. Smack me on dog fuck. Maybe you can get the gist of.
Yeah, no, you get the bit. We don't have to explain this bit. This bit's totally understandable.
It's really
they can grok it immediately.
I was like, I have to say it, and then I was like, have we said it on podcast before? And then I was like, I don't fucking care. This is the right answer. The right answer is.
I do think a lot about smack me on dog fuck whenever I see any social media
post.
post.
Smack me on dog fuck, I'll commission you, and I'm like, fill out my Google form, and they're like, no.
No.
They keep messaging because they're bots, so they just keep suggesting different places to contact, and occasionally repeating, and I'm just like, I no. So I had to turn that off.
I get bots asking me if I want to commission them, and they're like, oh, I'm trying to get some money. And my response has just always been like, I'm unemployed. Get out of here. Get out. No, you're scamming the wrong, like, this well's empty, idiot. Like,
try elsewhere.
Try elsewhere. Try again. And then I just block them on Discord.
I'm a bad subject.
Also, post the me having to explain that, Ben, I don't think we mentioned what we're doing next week, just in case anyone is still here and wants to
still here.
Don't worry, I'm getting there.
Okay,
I'm getting there.
Okay, copy.
It's usually my last thing I say.
I can't remember.
But yeah, you can follow me on Blue Sky at Yotsben. Tiago, where can people find you?
You can follow me at Tiago Time on Blue Sky. I got into block printing. I think it's fun. I recently found out that screen printing ink does a little bit better on foil cards than the other ink. So I'm trying that ink now, and it's going pretty good. So I'm excited to keep learning a new skill and create something with my own bare hands.
Yay! And Rose.
You can find me at Rose Nonsense on Blue Sky, where I don't think you can DM me, but you could fill out my Google form for some commissions if you were so inclined. And no, do not DM me to message you on Coinbase.
And if you want to smack me on dog fuck, you're gonna have to fucking work pretty hard for
I need some seed funding from a venture capitalist
so
now for my new app, Dog Fuck.
it's spelled
Imagine the billboards.
DOGFCK.
I'm just saying. Imagine the billboards. Smack me on dogfuck.
Dude, actually, dogfuck is crazy.
You can also find me outside touching grass. I don't know. It's spring. Go like
It's
pick
spring.
up a little baby gosling and carry it around in your pocket. I don't know, man.
Hey, can I tell you something? Made the horrible decision to look up if there was something called dogfuck on the internet. Yes, I learned my fucking lesson. I walked into a fucking rake like a fucking Looney Tunes.
Yeah.
I could have told you not to do that.
It's one of those things where like this is like the equivalent of me just putting my hand on the stove just to feel something.
Yeah.
I guess. Fuck, dude.
Oh,
Hey,
dear.
what are these funny spinning blades in the bottom of my sink?
I
I
think
stick my hand down there and grab them and try to stop them.
Let's find out what's down there.
I know Billy the Puppet said to take this saw trap off my head, but let's see what happens if I keep it on. Maybe he's bluffing.
Yeah.
Fucking Christ.
All right. Well, thank you so much for listening, everybody. We hope you'll rate and review us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or your favorite podcast platform. Next time, we will be watching, here's the reveal, Columbo.
Again.
Yay! Yay.
Any Old Port in a Storm, the
Ooh.
TV movie from 1973. It's one of the good ones.
It's, I think, honestly, one of the best ones.
It's, maybe one of the best ones. It consistently, if you ask people what their favorite Columbo episode is, this one will usually be in the top 3 or so. So we're going to have a good old time talking about that. So, yes, if you'd like to watch along, it'll be Columbo, Any Old Port in a Storm. So we'll do that for next episode.
Yay.
And after that, it's back into the books. So get ready. See you next time. Bye.
Bye.
Bye!